acknowledge the manu tukutuku, so the kites, and the kind of playful aspect of whānau being together. Once again, I was working with Carmel Marsh for the landing, and this is kind of a place where people will congregate and meet, and a lot of people, it's kind of in the centre of the town. One of the symbols that we came up with was the kuri. So the kuri was brought over with our tupuna. They are a companion, also a good hunter, and a taonga. And so I really, they're quite significant to our people and to be respected. Because of the connection to Wigram skies, so we're looking at birds or association to flight. There's also the Paiheretia, one of the fastest flying hawks, and so we wanted to have a connection, a symbolism back to aircrafts and of the large Haast eagle. We also wanted to represent the waka waka and kind of the playful nature and aspect of the waka. It's important to make sure that our culture is visible, that we are visible, Ngāi Tahu are visible within our spaces and our environment and our new buildings that we're creating within the city. It's a great opportunity to share some of our kōrero, and that's important for our tamariki and our whānau to come. In 2013, I created some designs that got printed onto shade sails that are part of Tahupotiki, which is a Māori garden based at Les Jardins des Fruitiers in Lakonexi in Metz. It was exciting to share our culture with the French culture there and to see our whānau performing under the shade sails. Last year I returned to France and completed a residency at AIR Valoris near Nice in southern France, and continued to create work based on my French and Ngāpuhi whakapapa this time. So we have a French ancestor, and there's many different layers of kōrero about this tupuna, about both my tupuna. I enjoyed creating artwork that reflected those two cultures. It was an eye-opening experience. You're walking past Picasso sculptures on the way to the studio. You walk past the church that he painted. You're walking past 10 other artist studios on, full-time working studios as you're going to your working space. And for a visual artist, it's he hakari, it's a feast. And so you're constantly, restocking and ka whakakia tō kite, filling your kite with different kind of imagery. One of the works I created over there is probably the one that's most reflective of those combinations of all three iwi, the Ngāi Tahu, the Ngāpuhi and the French. I looked at representing our waka traditions, our navigation histories within an artwork. It has references the whakapapa on the French side, which is the French waka, but also acknowledging our Māori whakapapa, and you'll see mōkihi within the design. You'll see our own whakatauki, but I'm interested now, I suppose, about looking at how cultures can connect and where cultures collide and maybe cross over, and I think that's a reflection of who I am as well. The works that I've created for Rūnanga were highly inspired by that experience, by seeing Matisse cutouts and the potential of how you can create artworks with a few cuts. This work started off as a calligraphy drawing. It forces you to be, have a level of accuracy, but to do it quickly and swiftly. And I thought, well, that captures the tuna, movement of the tuna. Then it moved on to cutouts. I was quite inspired by, I just love Matisse. So kind of but I was trying to maintain the energy and the movement of the calligraphy. There's a real beauty to them. Some people get quite grossed out by tuna, but I think they're quite beautiful. I like the way they move and just that kind of quick movement. That's kind of what I wanted to start capturing in my work. I've kind of learnt a lot about the responsibilities of being a kaitiaki for the tuna. It's important to get people talking about them and thinking about it and kind of going, The reality is that it's going to be the young generation of the tamariki that are going to, will make the difference in what our waterways are going to be like. And we have a responsibility to look after them, because this is the place where they reach maturity, and then they travel on the tides up to Tonga, and that's where they spawn. But they always come back. And that's the kōrero that I try to share with the kids, with our tamariki, is that, like the tuna, we're unique to this whenua, to te Waipounamu, to Aotearoa. And, when you have that strength within yourself and knowing who you are and where you're from, and that this is, your whenua, you start to build a layer of, that connection to the whenua, but also, the value of caring for it, of being a kaitiaki for our whenua, but also our culture and our ika. And my intention, or my hope, is that our tamariki will be strong and unique, like our tuna, know who they are, where they're from, be part of this whenua, but that they can also always travel out into the world and, and always come home. And that's an important part of our culture.
What's my favourite fashion? For me, I guess it's creating uniforms, because they come from within.